Hey there, it's Anna. Ever feel like you're stuck in a dating groundhog day, reliving the same patterns and pitfalls over and over again? Well, I've got news for you. Those recurring themes in your love life aren't just coincidences. They are the result of deep-rooted psychological factors that shape your romantic choices, often without you even realizing it. In this video, we will explore the hidden forces behind your dating patterns and, more importantly, what you can do to break free and find the fulfilling relationship you deserve. Before we start, if you are curious about some personalized dating advice, why not take advantage of a free 60-minute strategy call with one of our coaches? Check the link in the description or pinned comment. Now let's dive in. The role of physical attraction in recurring patterns. First up, let's talk about the elephant in the room, physical attraction. Now, I know what you're thinking. Of course, I'm drawn to people I find attractive. What's wrong with that? And you're right, there's nothing inherently wrong with being attracted to certain physical qualities. But here's the thing, if you are consistently pursuing partners based solely on their looks, you might be setting yourself up for a pattern of short-lived, unfulfilling relationships. You see, when we are blinded by physical attraction, we often overlook other important factors like compatibility, shared values, and emotional connection. We might find ourselves drawn to the same type of person over and over again, even if those relationships never seem to work out in the long run. But here's the good news. Once you recognize this pattern, you can start to break free from it. Instead of letting your lizard brain take the wheel, try to approach potential partners with a more holistic perspective. Sure, physical attraction is important, but it's just one piece of the puzzle. By prioritizing qualities like kindness, intelligence, and a shared sense of humor, you will be much more likely to find a partner who not only turns your head, but also captures your heart. So the next time you find yourself falling for a pretty face, take a step back and ask yourself, is this person truly compatible with me, or am I just chasing a fleeting rush of attraction? The answer might just be the key to breaking your pattern and finding lasting love. Repeating comfort zones. Alright guys, let's move on to another common culprit behind repetitive dating patterns, the comfort zone. We all have a certain type of partner that feels familiar and safe, whether it's the strong, silent type or the free-spirited artist. And while there's nothing wrong with having preferences, sometimes our comfort zones can keep us stuck in a rut. Think about it. If you're constantly seeking out partners who fit a certain mold, you might be missing out on opportunities for growth and excitement. You are essentially recreating the same relationship over and over again, even if it's not truly fulfilling your needs. But here's the thing, stepping outside of your comfort zone can be scary, but it can also be incredibly rewarding. By opening yourself up to new types of people and experiences, you might just discover a side of yourself you never knew existed. So how do you break free from your dating comfort zone? Start by challenging your assumptions about what you want in a partner. Instead of going for your usual type, try saying yes to someone who doesn't fit your normal criteria. You might be surprised by just how much you enjoy their company. Remember, growth often happens outside of our comfort zones. So be brave, be open, and be ready to embrace the unknown. Your perfect match might just be waiting on the other side of your fear. Reinforcement of personal beliefs through partners. Now let's dig a little deeper into the psychology behind our dating patterns. One of the sneakiest ways our minds keeps us stuck in a rut is by seeking out partners who reinforce our existing beliefs about ourselves and the world. For example, if you believe that you are not worthy of love, you might subconsciously choose partners who treat you poorly because it confirms your negative self-image. Or if you believe that all relationships are doomed to fail, you might sabotage your own happiness by picking partners who are emotionally unavailable or commitment phobic. It's a vicious cycle because every time you have a relationship that fits your beliefs, it only serves to strengthen those beliefs. You start to think, see, I knew I wasn't lovable, or I told you relationships never work out. But here's the thing guys, your beliefs are not set in stone. They are malleable and they can be changed with conscious effort and self-reflection. The first step is to identify the beliefs that might be holding you back in your dating life. Do you have any negative assumptions about yourself or relationships that keep popping up? Once you've pinpointed these limiting beliefs, start challenging them. Look for evidence that contradicts your assumptions and start reframing your thoughts in a more positive light. And most importantly, start choosing partners who lift you up and support your growth rather than reinforcing your fears. Remember, your beliefs shape your reality, so if you want to change your dating patterns, start by changing the story you tell yourself. Believe that you are worthy of love and watch as your relationships start to reflect that truth. The thrill of the chase. Alright guys, let's talk about a dating pattern that's as old as time, the thrill of the chase. We've all been there, right? You meet someone new and suddenly the pursuit becomes all-consuming. You are texting all day, planning grand gestures, and getting a rush from every bit of progress you make. But here's the thing, sometimes we get so caught up in the chase that we forget to ask ourselves if we actually want the prize at the end. We are more addicted to the excitement of pursuit than we are to the idea of a stable, committed relationship. And that's where things can get tricky. Because once the chase is over and the novelty wears off, we might find ourselves feeling bored or unfulfilled. We start itching for that next rush, even if it means leaving a perfectly good relationship behind. So how do you break free from the cycle of the chase? Start by getting honest with yourself about what you really want. Are you looking for a long-term partner, or are you more interested in the short-term thrill of conquest? If you do want something lasting, try to shift your focus from the pursuit to the connection. Instead of getting caught up in the game, take the time to really get to know your partner on a deeper level. Build a foundation of trust, intimacy, and shared values, and watch as the excitement of the chase transforms into the contentment of a genuine bond. Remember, the real prize isn't the conquest, it's the love and companionship that comes after. So don't be afraid to slow down, be present, and invest in the relationship that's right in front of you. Are you finding these insights useful? If yes, hit that like button and let us know in the comments. Also, don't miss out on a free strategy call with our coaches. Check the pinned comment for details. The sunk cost fallacy in dating. Now let's talk about a dating trap that's easy to fall into but hard to escape, the sunk cost fallacy. This is the idea that we are more likely to stick with something if we've already invested a lot of time, energy, or resources into it, even if it's not making us happy. In the context of dating, this might look like staying in an unfulfilling relationship because you've been together for years, or continuing to pursue someone who's clearly not interested because you've already put so much effort into the chase. But here's the thing, guys, just because you've invested in something doesn't mean you have to see it through to the bitter end. In fact, sometimes the bravest and most self-loving thing you can do is to cut your losses and move on. I know, it's not easy to walk away from something you've poured your heart into, but think about it this way. Every moment you spend in a dead-end relationship or pining after someone who doesn't reciprocate your feelings is a moment you're not spending on finding true happiness and fulfillment. So how do you break free from the sunk cost fallacy? Start by getting honest with yourself about the state of your relationship or pursuit. Is it truly bringing you joy, or are you just holding on out of habit or fear? If you realize that you are investing in something that's not serving you, give yourself permission to let it go. Trust that there are better things waiting for you on the other side of your comfort zone, and that your time and energy are too valuable to waste on something that's not meant for you. Remember, life is too short to stay stuck in a situation that's not making you happy. So be brave, be honest, and be willing to cut your losses when necessary. Your future self will thank you. Self-sabotage in romantic relationships. Okay, it's time to get real about one of the most insidious dating patterns out there, self-sabotage. This is when we unconsciously do things to undermine our own happiness and success in relationships, often without even realizing it. Self-sabotage can take many forms, like pushing away a great partner because you are afraid of getting hurt, or constantly picking fights because you don't feel worthy of love. It's a defense mechanism that's meant to protect us from vulnerability and pain, but in reality, it only ends up causing more of both. So why do we self-sabotage? Often it stems from deep-seated fears and insecurities that we may not be aware of. Maybe we witnessed a lot of unhealthy relationships growing up, or maybe we've been hurt in the past and terrified of it happening again. But here's the thing, self-sabotage is a choice even if it doesn't feel like one. Every time we engage in a behavior that undermines our own happiness, we are choosing fear over love and comfort over growth. So how do we break free from the cycle of self-sabotage? The first step is to get honest with ourselves about our patterns. Do we have a history of pushing people away or picking partners who are emotionally unavailable? Do we constantly find ourselves in situations that feel like deja vu? Once we've identified our self-sabotaging behaviors, we can start to challenge the beliefs and fears that underlie them. This might mean working with a therapist or coach to unpack our past experiences and develop new coping mechanisms. It might also mean practicing self-compassion and learning to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a good friend. Remember, breaking free from self-sabotage is a process, not a destination. It takes time, patience, and a willingness to get comfortable. But on the other side of that discomfort is a world of possibility where we can finally allow ourselves to be seen, loved, and accepted for who we truly are. So now that you know what lies behind the patterns in your dating life, what's next for you? Discover what proves you are on her mind, or learn when to walk away from a woman. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.